What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm gonna talk about who's really in control of your life, who's really pulling the strings, who's really in charge, and what's really going on. Because most people are not in control of their life. Most people do not have their hands on the controls, and for most people, man, it's like you got a video game controller, and someone else is pushing the joystick, someone else is moving the joysticks, someone else is pushing the buttons, and it's like people are not even in control of their own self. Again, someone else is moving the joysticks around, someone else is pushing the buttons, and we need to be in control of our own lives. We need to be in control of ourselves, and we can't let other people control us. It's really, really not good. And a lot of times we're just so in our bodies, and someone else is back there, and they got the controllers in their hands, and they're just moving them around, pushing the buttons, and we don't even know it. We're being controlled by other people, by narcissists, by society, by the Matrix, by whoever, and we don't even know it. And I'm telling you guys, like, in terms of, like, you guys got to take back the controls. You got to make sure your hand is on the controller. Your fingers need to be pushing the buttons. Your fingers need to be moving the joysticks. You need to be piloting your own self. You need to be in control of your own self. You cannot let other people be controlling you like that. You can't let other people be pushing the buttons on your, pushing the buttons on your controllers like that, because it's like, we have one of these in our hearts, we have one of these in our minds, and we need to be the one doing it. But it's like all these narcissists and all of society and all of the Matrix is trying to do that for us instead of us doing that for ourselves, and it's really not healthy. And they use us to accomplish their goals. It's a theft. They're stealing our life and our freedom away from us so we can accomplish their goals instead of our own. We can do the things they want us to do instead of the things we want to do. And it really is a battle for control. And it's like, in the spiritual sense, it's like we have our body, we're piloting our body, and then we're in the back also with the controller controlling ourselves. But it's like they get back there in that spiritual place, and they're moving the controller around. The narcissists are moving the controller around. Satan is moving the controller around. The Matrix is moving the controller around. The government, global government, the education system, the corporations, the medical system, the military-industrial complex, environmentalism. Oh my God, I could go on forever, but like religion, obviously, I missed that one. But you look at the Matrix, and it's like, bro, it's like so many people are just being controlled by all this stuff, and like we are programmable. We are programmable. So when you watch an advertisement on TV, you might not think it's influencing you, but like, dude, is it influencing you big time? And like, they know exactly what they're doing. Like, I remember back in the day, me and a stoner friend of mine were hanging out. We're sitting on the couch, we're smoking dope. It's 2 a.m. on a weekday, whatever. And then all of a sudden, this Taco Bell commercial comes on, and it's like, I got the late night munchies. But it's literally saying that, And he's like, oh man, we got to get one of those tacos, because it's like, they knew who was watching TV, I don't know, watching Adult Swim or whatever at 2 a.m. They knew who was watching that. They knew that there were some potheads watching that. And they're like, what do potheads want? Some unhealthy, stupid, cheesy quesadilla thing. And I'm telling them, I'm like, bro, like, they're trying to get us. They know what it is, man. Because even back then, like, I knew about the Matrix. I didn't call it the Matrix, didn't think about it like that, but I knew about the Matrix, and I was like, dude, they know that we're some freaking stoners sitting on the couch smoking weed, and that they know that we want some weird unhealthy fast food late at night. Like, don't let them get you, And he got mad at me for bringing that up, and like, he was into the Matrix. He loved the Matrix, unfortunately, and he got annoyed at me, and he's like, oh, bro, how do you know that? I'm like, think about it, man. And Yeah, like there are people at the top of society who really understand psychology very, very, very well, better than any psychologist, and really religious people understand psychology well, and psychology predates Sigmund Freud, and they know how to manipulate our minds, they know how to program us, they know how to prime us, they know how to subconsciously get us to think certain things and believe certain things, and narcissists will start doing this too, on a very low level, and it typically involves more things like they'll freak out at you, or it's typically not as subtle as the things that people at the top of society are doing, but it's the same kind of thing essentially, and we are being controlled, on a low level by narcissists and stuff in our life who make us feel guilty, who emotionally freak out at us, who criticize us a lot, whatever. And then on the top of society by these people who just program our brains, and going back to advertisements, like, I think it was Sigmund Freud's cousin, this guy was named Bernays. And the advertisers actually hired this guy, Bernays, to help them make more effective advertisements that would use psychology to program people. And like the famous one was there was instant cake mix. And all you had to do was add water. And this was a big deal back in, I don't know, 1920 or whatever, but they weren't selling them. And the reason that this guy Bernays, a psychologist, figured out why they weren't selling them is that it's mostly women who are going to be making cakes, and women want to sort of like have it. It's homemade. It's made with love. I made this special cake for you. This is like my work of art. This is how I show love and care for my family. And if they just said, I got the cake mix, I threw a little water in, all right, eat your grub, everybody. They don't want to do that. They want it to seem like it's special from them, and that was why they weren't selling. So what Bernays came up with is you just add an egg. You add your own egg. And an egg is the feminine, generative, care, she adds essentially, the egg represents the feminine essence, So now it feels homemade because they're adding this feminine essence of the egg into the cake mix. And now it flew off the shelves and people were willing to buy it. And if you look at the advertisement, it says in big, huge letters, just add an egg. They make this huge deal about the egg. And Bernays knew about symbology, he knew about psychology. And that's the thing, like, symbols are very powerful. When we look at a certain symbol, it affects us in certain ways. Like, if you look at a symbol of like an eagle or a lion, it's like this big, powerful, masculine, conquering kind of thing, you look at these symbols, or you look at a symbol of a statue or something like that. Like, it symbolizes something, Symbol of the bull, again, masculine power, stuff like that, you look. I'm kind of rambling on symbols. I didn't really prepare to talk about symbols too much, but symbology is very powerful. Like a square represents something, a triangle represents something, a circle represents something. All these things are representative of things, and when we look at an egg, we make a certain association in our mind to feminine things, to feminine care, to childbirth, to reproduction, to, so it's like you don't even know it, but when you think about an egg, you're immediately making that association in your mind, without even knowing it subconsciously. And, the people in society who are kind of in the know, the intelligentsia, they are using this to their advantage against us to have control over us, and they're gaining control over us just hook, line, and sinker. And the things we value, the things we want, the things we're into, they are shaping it, man. So I could be some guy, I want to have a Porsche 911 and a fancy townhouse in the city and all this stuff. And it's because I was shaped and programmed to want those things, And same with anybody who wants that. And when I really look back and I'm like, who am I? What do I want? I'm like, wow, like, I don't know, maybe a place out in the country, some time to myself, some space to myself, some space to think. Maybe I want to do something artistic. I want to help other people. I want to uphold ethics and morality and things like that. I want to have a life for God, and when I get all that junk out of my mind, I start to actually, again, get my own fingers on the controllers, and society gets their fingers off the controls, you know, and I start to control my own life and be in control of my own life and start to do the things I need to do. Like, if I didn't get free from the matrix and get in control of my own life, I wouldn't be making these videos, you know? Just go to work, go to this, follow the program, you know? And that's how most people are. They are not in control of their own lives. They don't have their hands on the controls, you know? And most people at this point are too scared and intimidated to actually take control of their own life. They don't feel like they should do that. They've been guilt-tripped out of that by society. They feel like it's ethical or moral to have someone else be in control of your life, you know? And like, the church will sell you God as a control freak. The Holy Spirit comes in you and just, you know, moves you around like a puppet. And you just completely blank out and turn off your brain. There's, oh, it's gonna be a robot. Oh, God, take control of me. I'm just a little rag doll and the Holy Spirit's just marionetting me along. Like, no, that's satanic. God gave us free will. God inspires us with the Spirit. God empowers us with the Spirit. God emboldens us with the Spirit. You know, God strengthens us with His Spirit. God gives us knowledge and wisdom with His Spirit, you know. God can use the Spirit to carry us forward. But like, God's not up here marionetting us like some creepy spider, getting the spider webs on you, you know. God's holding you in the palm of His hand gently, you know, with love. And it's a satanic view of God that a lot of religious people and people in church have. That's a separate video, and I'll make that video later, but like, yeah, you know, that's a big reason why people do not control their own lives and do not control themselves, but let other people control them. And like, when you're up in your ego, that's a very easy way to be controlled, because you're so just like, oh, me, I'm so great, and your head is freaking 10 million pounds, and you're like, oh, look at how great I am. But like, meanwhile, people are so lost in their ego that, like, you know, the controllers are just back here controlling them, and the egotistical people, they think they're in control, you know, and it's like, oh no, me, I'm in control. And it's like, because they're so egotistical, you know, deluded, they're easy targets, you know. Then you got these people who hate themselves so much, and egotistical people hate themselves too, but you have people, their heads all down like this, they're so, I just hate myself so much, I just have to go along, and if I ever thought anything for myself, it would be bad, and it wouldn't work, and I can't think for myself, you know, and I'm just so dumb and stupid, and I have to just follow along, and, well, I'm gonna give you the controller because I could never hold this myself and control myself. Not me. And it's like, you know, right into the hand of Satan, right into the hand of the devil. They go right into the web of lies, right into the web of control. And just like, you know, who they are and what their life is and what their mission is and what it is with God just completely goes away, you know. And they're just completely lost, you know, lost in their own ego and lost in their own self-esteem. And I would say in most people, it's both of these things that are doing it. It's like they're so egotistical. They're like, I'm so in control that no one else could be in control of me. But if they were, I'm kind of an idiot too, and I'm kind of dumb, and I can't figure it out for myself, and I need someone else to figure it out, you know, like, it's kind of both of those things manifesting in people at the same exact time, you know, and people are just running around like letting the system control them, letting other people control them, and it's really, really not healthy. And, you know, people are going to really end up getting their lives completely ruined by this. And, you know, Truth Tiger is telling everybody here, like, get in control of your life. Put your hands and your fingers on the video game controller. Get in your own mind and be like, what is happening, you know? Take a hold of yourself, you know? Really, do it, please. Take hold of yourself. You know, turn on your brain. Think for yourself. Turn your brain on. You know, for real. So yeah, I'm going to end this video now, but God bless you all. You know, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.